HospiTellTheTEA presents the Halloween edition. 10 haunted hotels you can actually visit. While there are many haunted spaces in the United States and abroad, these are just 10 in no particular order that stood out to me to have creepy situations. Number 10. The Cecil Hotel in Los Angeles, California. Although opened in 1924 as a middle-class hotel, it became a rundown budget hotel and hostel that was changed to the name Stay on Main in 2011. This hotel has had many murders and suicides, and even 2 known serial killers stayed there, Richard Ramirez, the Night Stalker, and Jack Unterweger. Notably, in 2013, Eliza Lamb's 21-year-old decomposing body was found inside the rooftop water tank after guests complained of low water pressure and stated that the water tasted funny. Elizabeth Short, the Black Dahlia, was also found nearby. Number 9. The Omni Hotel in our nation's capital of Washington, D.C., built in 1930. It's one of the historic hotels and on the list of the most haunted places to stay in the United States. The Omni had one of the owners stay at the hotel with his wife, daughter, and their housekeeper, Juliet Brown, who dropped dead one night. Not long after that, Henry Doherty is his name. His daughter and wife did the same thing. He eventually moved and the suite was closed for 50 years, even though people continued to hear sounds and squeaks and piano playing from that room. There's another area of the hotel also called the Parkview, where workers have seen and heard creepy things. People have seen a little girl running around the halls and an older woman in a dress. Number 8. Hanover Inn on the campus of Dartmouth University in Hanover, New Hampshire. Built in 1780 with 108 rooms, this was once the home of General Ebenezer Brewster, who became Dartmouth College's steward in 1769. Legend has it that in 1934 there were 9 students hanging out at the Alpha Theta fraternity house. They fell asleep and died from carbon monoxide poisoning, although they never left the building. Even though the building was destroyed, the ghosts went to other areas of the campus. There's also another report of a ghost by the name of Theodore Geisel. You know this ghost. His name is also Dr. Seuss. He penned that name in order to write for the school's magazine. A funny ghost? I don't think so. Number 7. Lord Baltimore Hotel in Baltimore, Maryland, built in 1928. It was said to be the tallest building there after the Great Fire of 1904 destroyed downtown Baltimore. It's on a historic list of most haunted places to stay in the United States. There have been over 20 jumpers from the 19th floor rooftop deck. One in particular, in 1930, a couple and their 7-year-old daughter Molly jumped from the roof to their death, but Molly never left the building. She has been known to be in the halls playing with a red ball and bouncing it up and down. And there's even a child's handprint on the wall in the penthouse. No matter how many times it's removed or painted over, it keeps reappearing. Molly never left Lord Baltimore. Number 6. The Bowers Mansion in Palestine, Texas. Although built in 1878, it encompasses many buildings. There is also slave quarters on the grounds that is currently inaccessible. It's listed as a National Texas Historic Landmark. The creepy situation is that not only are there multiple unsettled spirits due to the slave quarters, the owners in the 1950s, Mr. Bowers, murdered his wife Mary Bowers and then committed suicide as the police approached to arrest him. Story and legend has it is that Mrs. Bowers is still wandering around the property, and people have seen other miscellaneous ghosts wandering around the property. Mary, including the spirits of the unsettled slaves, never left. Number 5. The Turklin Hotel in Turklin, Washington. It was built in 1885 as a sanctuary for travelers with 18 guest rooms. It is the oldest and most haunted hotel in Washington state, 1,400 acres, amongst the Shoalwater tribe led by Chief Toke. It said that Charlie, a Chinese immigrant, was hiding from smugglers behind a fireplace in the 1930s. The carbon monoxide killed him, but you can still hear Charlie banging on the door to be set free. Guest rooms 4 and 7 are said to have ghostly figures, and there's even the ghost of a cat in guest room 14. Guests have stated that they can feel the cat walking across their bed and even the weight of him as he lies across their feet. A creepy situation that even includes an animal. Number 4. The Malaga Inn in Mobile, Alabama. This is said to be the most haunted hotel in the entire state of Alabama, built in 1862 as 2 mansions that were combined to become a boutique hotel. It even has a show on Amazon Prime, a documentary called The Haunting of the Malaga Inn. There are tunnels beneath the hotel believed to have been hiding places by Confederate soldiers during the Civil War. Room 007 is haunted by a female spirit who tends to pace the veranda. There's swaying chandeliers and moving furniture. People have reported seeing so many creepy things. The Malaga Inn in Mobile, Alabama. Room 007. Oof. Number 3. The Pythian Castle in Springfield, Missouri. It was built between 1911 and 1913 by a fraternal organization called the Knights of Pythias. It was a home for widows and orphans of its members, originally used for treatment of World War II soldiers, and was even a hospital that treated people with tuberculosis. The creepy situation is it was a refuge for orphans who were often mistreated and had to crawl through underground tunnels to deliver laundry. These tunnels had rodents, scalding hot pipes, trash, and mud. There were even POWs housed, tortured, and killed here. It is said that people report hearing voices and screams, seeing ghostly figures of children, unexplained smells, and being touched by unseen hands. There are multiple natural and accidental deaths that also took place. Number 2. The St. Anthony Hotel in San Antonio, Texas. First and foremost, San Antonio is said to be one of the most haunted cities in the United States. The St. Anthony Hotel was established in 1809 as one of the first luxury hotels in San Antonio and even housed celebrities and presidents. The creepy situation is a spirit referred to as the Lady in Lavender is known to be present when the scent of lavender is in the air. There are even ghostly couples who appear to be drinking cocktails. Some people have even been on the elevator alone when all of a sudden there's a tall, ghostly man in a dark suit riding with them that disappears at the 10th floor. Room 536 is where murderer Walter Emmerich died, and people still feel his presence in the room. The 10th floor is the most haunted floor. Number 1. The Stanley Hotel in Estes Park, Colorado. Colorado's most haunted hotel, and it was established in 1909. This hotel is known because it was the grounds and the inspiration for Stephen King's movie The Shining. It is said that Stephen and his wife Tabby were stranded in a snowstorm and ended up staying at this hotel overnight, where he had a horrible nightmare that a hose was chasing his son. When he woke up from the nightmare, he had the entire idea of The Shining, the movie. Also notably there in 1911, Elizabeth Wilson was a housekeeper. She would go and light the lanterns. In room 217, there was a gas leak and an explosion caused her to fall through the 2nd floor and land on the 1st floor. She died there in her 90s and still haunts the hotel, even haunts unmarried couples. Also in room 428, people have reported a cowboy standing at the foot of their bed that gives them a ghostly kiss. It's the spirit of Rocky Mount, Jim Nugent. This is the Halloween edition of HospiTellTheTEA. Remember, you can make arrangements at these hotels and stay there if you are courageous enough. I personally am not. Happy Halloween from HospiTellTheTEA.